Hi, welcome to Spoonful of Love, and today we're going to talk about appetizers or party starters. Fall is in the air, and we're going to be having lots of parties, and I know you are too, so I'm going to give you some little recipes on things to serve before your party. Whenever your guests arrive, they always like to gather in the kitchen. And if they've got something to eat, they will really like that, I'm sure. I have cut up just regular size hot dogs, they are not jumbo, into thirds. And I've done the same with my package of bacon. So what we're going to do is wrap this bacon around this little section of hot dog. These are called hot dog wraps. It's a crowd favorite. Just take your toothpick and stick it in there to keep that bacon wrapped around that hot dog while you're baking it. I'll take some of these out so I don't touch them. So we've got a third of a piece of bacon and a third of a hot dog. There are different flavors of hot dogs, but I just use the beef ones. You can also use a colored toothpick on this if you want to. But whenever the food bakes, especially something with pork or that's got a lot of fat, the toothpick discolors in the hot dog, and sometimes people don't like that. They're like, what's wrong with this? So I just use the plain wooden ones. Okay, we're going to finish this up real quick. And then we're going to make a sauce. And just wrap that all the way around there because it's going to bake and get crispy. Okay, there we go. We got them wrapped. Okay, the sauce is very, very simple. It's a third of a cup of brown sugar and a third of a cup of ketchup. And I just use the same measuring cup. Less dishes. I love to cook in the kitchen, but I do not like doing dishes. And the reason why I'm making this in a measuring cup, I'm just going to stir this with my spatula, is you can pour it out easier onto your little hot dog wraps. And then you can hold that up and make sure that you've got the two ingredients stirred together. Now this is going to look a little thick, but as it gets hot in the oven, it's going to make a wonderful little sauce. So I'm just going to kind of pour that on there like that. Kind of cover them up like that. We're going to bake these in a 325-degree oven for about 40 minutes. That's going to crisp up that hot dog. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is our daughter's favorite, and I call them sausage stars. I've got a mini muffin pan here. And I'm going to spray them with a little cooking spray, just like that. You don't have to get down in there, just kind of spray it like that. And these are wonton wrappers. You can buy these in the refrigerated section of your grocery, and they're just the right size for this. Now I always kind of fold them in quarters and kind of take it like that because you want a little place to put this wonderful sausage filling that we're going to make. Okay, we're going to stick those in there. You can use an egg roll wrapper, but you're going to have to cut them because an egg roll wrapper is bigger. These are ready to go, and you need to maybe kind of push that down in the bottom of your muffin tin so it's got a flat base. Because after we fill these, we're going to put them on a cookie sheet and bake them. Okay, we're just about done here. Okay, there we go. I'm going to take my pastry brush. This is just a little bit of cooking oil. And I'm going to brush the top of these, kind of keeps it from getting dry. Just a little bit on the edge. Makes them a little bit brown too. Okay, got that done. Okay, I have fried a pound of sausage and have drained it, patted it with a paper towel, and I'm just going to mix my filling in this skillet. Save on that cleanup. Okay, what I have is a cup of ranch dressing, a half a cup of mayo, and a half a cup of sour cream. I'm just going to push this off in here. Just like that. I'm going to stir this in a little bit. Okay, that's perfect. We're going to have some cheese. Gotta have cheese. I want to talk to you about cheese too. It's more affordable to buy your cheese in a block like this rather than shredded. I have a KitchenAid grater and I love this. It also has an attachment that you can snap on the bottom here, and your cheese goes in that little container if you want to measure it, or if you want to snap the lid on that and keep it in your refrigerator. But it's just works really good. It's really sharp. I've probably had this KitchenAid grater for probably 10 years. It's got 4 sides. You can also use this side. Let me show you what this does. This makes a big piece for other things that you need. I use this small side whenever I grate my fresh nutmeg. So there's our cheese. I've just put a couple of handfuls in there, and this is just medium cheddar cheese. Okay. There we go. There is our filling. We're just gonna take a little spoon and put this in here like this in our little wonton wrapper. Oh wait, I need to tell you, we need to bake these. We need to bake these for 5 to 6 minutes at 350 degrees to make them crispy. So we're going to do that. I'm going to put them in the oven at 350 for about 5 to 6 minutes. While our little wonton wrappers are baking, we're going to take a commercial break. Wabash Communications is going to tell you some new things that's coming up with them, and we'll be right back. Thanks.
Kick up your internet speed now with Wabash Communications. We offer the fastest speeds, no bull. It's time to saddle up to truly kickin' internet speed. Wabash Communications offers the most impressive plans around with speeds up to 1 gig, including unlimited data. Call us at 662-3636 now to lasso kickin' speed, or visit us online at wabash.net. Service availability and internet speed will depend on location. Some restrictions may apply. Contact us for details. Wabash Communications would like to wish you a picture-perfect Thanksgiving. May the smiles be even more abundant than the meal. Happy Thanksgiving from Wabash Communications. What matters most are the people around the table, and we hope you enjoy a fun-filled feast with family and friends. Be sure to take lots of photos of those smiling faces to share on social media. Wabash Communications understands how much you rely on technology to stay connected with others. Thank you for choosing us as your communications provider.
We are back. We've got our little wonton wrappers baked, and we're going to fill them with this sausage cheese filling. I'm going to stick this in here like this. You can just kind of poke it down in there because, you know, they all bake a little bit different, but that's why you try to push them down in your muffin tin, so you've got a flat bottom so they'll kind of stand up. You're going to put these back in your 350 degree oven for about 5 minutes because your bacon or your sausage is already cooked. So just need to kind of let them get bubbly. I try to bake things the same temperature for the same amount of time. So I don't have my ovens just going all day long. And I'll explain that a little bit later. Okay, here's the last one. You can put as much filling in there as you want to. As you can see, I've got leftover that I can make up a little bit later. I'm going to put a bunch in that one. Okay, the recipe that I got from a girlfriend also called for a sliced olive. I'm not an olive person. A lot of our friends that eat these are, so, and it looks pretty. Let's stick that in there. We'll just put an olive slice or two on about half of them. Okay, these are going to go back in the oven, 350, for about 5 minutes. The next thing we're going to do is jalapeno poppers. I try to buy poppers that aren't real big. As you can see, I've got 3 different sizes here. They had such big ones at the store. It just takes more filling, and a lot of times when people are eating appetizers, you know, they want to try one of everything and prefer their poppers to be a little bit smaller. Now, jalapenos, as you know, are hot. And I try to be really careful cleaning them out. The heat is from that membrane right there, that white membrane, and those seeds. If your friends or your family likes a little heat, leave that in there. Mine do not. And so I try to clean them out really good. Okay, we're going to clean these out. Another thing you need to be aware of when you're buying jalapenos is they typically have all of their peppers at the grocery store in the same location. So pay attention to the sign, because if you get habaneros, there's going to be a lot more heat involved than with a jalapeno. Okay. It works good just to use the little knife to cut that out, and then you can scrape the seed out. Just about finished with this. I leave the stem on. We've got a friend that eats that too, so leave the stem for him. Okay, there's that. Now we're going to, I use a cream cheese and shredded cheese filling. I've just softened my cream cheese, added a cup of shredded cheese that I was doing earlier. It's just mild cheddar in there. Fill that little cavity of that little pepper. It's probably better if you don't pile it very tall, because it's going to get hot and be running out onto your baking dish. A little less cleanup. Okay, we're going to put that on there like that. Here's the last one. I'm going to let you look at those. I'm going to step over here and get my bacon. This is the same bacon that we used for the bacon wraps with the hot dogs earlier. Just wrap it around there like that. 1/3 of a piece will probably be fine. And I like to leave a little space in there so the filling kind of bubbles out. You don't have to just wrap your pepper solid with bacon. Now see, this one's a little bit bigger, so it doesn't have as much bacon on it. Okay. Last one. So cream cheese and shredded cheese is your filling. You can soften your cream cheese in the oven or in the microwave. Okay. I'm just going to put these on my little baking dish. Just like this. I usually use something that's got sides because that bacon cooking, it might boil a little bit, boil over. And then the last thing is a little squirt of Country Bob, any kind of barbecue sauce. I like Sweet Baby Ray's. Okay, there are our jalapeno poppers ready for the oven. We're going to bake these at 350 for about 45 minutes. The next thing we're going to do, still doing appetizers, is seafood nachos. And what I use on this is just imitation crab meat. This is an 8-ounce package, and it's actually pollock and whiting fish that they have seasoned with crab seasoning. We don't have access to fresh crab meat here in southern Illinois, so this works nice. 2 tablespoons of minced onion, 1/3 cup of mayo, and 1/3 cup of sour cream. We're going to mix this up. You don't have to stir it, just kind of blend it together. Just like that. I have also used the little tiny canned shrimp for this recipe also, and that's a good choice too. Okay, these are just little Tostito scoops. When I ate these the first time at a party, they used the nacho chip, and I thought, wouldn't it be great if you used a scoop and you could have more filling, and then you can just pop that right in your mouth. Okay, here's our seafood going in our little scoop like that. Really easy. I have a good friend that I've worked with for a long time, Penny Shreve, and she's always telling me that she can't cook. Well, Penny, you can make these. You can make those little hot dog wraps. Easy recipes, easy ingredients that you have at home. Okay, just about finished here. Okay. And the last thing we're going to put on there is just a little sprinkle of cheese like that. Some of it's going to fall off of your little chip, but that's okay. Oftentimes, whenever I bake something like this for a party, I just put the cookie sheet out. People, they don't care. I'm going to do a little sprinkle of paprika just because it makes it look pretty. No flavor. And then the last thing is dill weed. I'm just going to put a little. It works well with the seafood flavor. Okay, there's that. We are going to bake these in the oven, 350, for 6 to 8 minutes. I'm going to clean up here for a little bit, come back because I've got a nice apple fall dip that I want to share with you.
We are proud to announce the availability of Manage My TV's mobile apps for your smartphones and tablets. This feature allows you to use your personal devices to schedule, review, and manage your DVR, view your program guide, and schedule programs for recording. You can even use your personal device as a remote control. So you may be wondering, how can I get in on this? For your Android devices, go to the Google Play Store and search Manage My TVs, and then download it just like any of your other apps. The same goes with your iOS device from the App Store. All you have left to do now is enter your sign-in information, which includes our web URL, username, and password. Just contact us by phone or email to request your Manage My TV login info and be ready to provide us with a name associated to your video account. Now you're all set. Log in to Manage My TVs and enjoy a whole new world of access and control of your video.
Welcome back. We are now going to make our apple dip. I have softened cream cheese in the microwave. I'm going to add a teaspoon of vanilla, a half a cup of creamy peanut butter, and a third of a cup of brown sugar. I'm going to blend this all together. This is great to take to a wiener roast when you're sitting out by the fire. It tastes really good. The recipe that I was given called for a half a cup of miniature marshmallows, and I didn't really like the texture of that, so I'm using a couple of tablespoons. That's a big one. Let's just try that. Start with that one of marshmallow cream. This is really good to just eat out of the jar. This is really good stuff to eat just out of the jar. It's like a cloud of heaven. Okay, so we got our cream cheese, our vanilla, and our brown sugar, and our marshmallow cream. We're going to put this in this little bowl. I always try to have a fruit for an appetizer because some people aren't into the cheese and the mayo thing. Some people are healthier than me. I have cut up Pink Lady apples and Granny Smith apples, a little tart. This is chopped dry roasted peanuts, and then let's put a little drizzle of chocolate syrup on there. And there is your apple dip. Ready for a party. Ready for friends. The next thing I want to talk to you about is a pineapple centerpiece for your table. I've got these pretty little toothpicks. I have chopped up some fruit, and I've got two kinds of cheese. I have a sharp cheddar and a pepper jack, and let me just show you how you can make a pretty centerpiece, and then there's no waste because you can use the pineapple later. Just assemble this on here, different colors of picks. I was talking about toothpicks earlier. Can't use these in the oven because of the plastic top. You can just stick that in there like that. That little orange does not want to stay on there. People can just pull this off of the pineapple and eat it. And then you can cut your pineapple up later. Fun for a party. And here's fruit too for those healthy people. My apron that I have on today is from our son, Aaron. He works for Union Pacific Railroad, and he got this for me to wear because he knows I wear an apron in the kitchen. It's pretty neat because it's got a bottle opener and a place that you can put your bottled water, so that's fun. Thank you, Aaron. Appreciate that. Okay, so you kind of get the idea. You can put this all the way around this pineapple. Makes a really pretty centerpiece. Our little stars are done, so we'll pop them out of the oven. show you what they look like. All nice and melted. See how yummy that is? There's the ones without the olive for me. And then here's the ones with the olive. Great appetizer. Great appetizer. To conclude the show, I want to talk to you about what day it is. Today is National Donut Day. I was at Priceless IGA at Flora yesterday, and they were just putting out these donuts, and it smelled so good. So I got the yeast, twisted and regular, the holes, and the cake donut. The cake, or the donut, originated in 1847, kind of a neat little story. There was a young man, age 16, that was on a lime hauling ship. And the cook fixed fried pies every night, and it was yeast. But the kid that was 16, he didn't like the grease, and he just thought they were real heavy. So he got some of the dough from the chef and went into the kitchen and got a pepper can and cut the hole in the donut, and that's how it became a donut. So, a lot lighter, and the center was not doughy like he complained about. So, anyway, thanks for tuning in to Spoonful of Love. Do a good deed this week for somebody. It'll make you feel great. And come back and see us next time.